there is a separation of power. So, ang tanging lamang na binibigay ng ating saligang batas na mananagot ang Pangulo is through an impeachment. Kaya po, pinag-isipan namin na ito na matagal. We have come to the ultimate decision na dapat mananagot si Marcos dahil siya ay maraming ginagawang kabulastugan sa ating bansa. And this is through the impeachment. Pero nanghihinakit kami dahil mukhang hindi kami pinagbigyan ng karapatan na magiging impeacher, which is enshrined in our Constitution. So that is why we are here today. Maraming po salamat.
Okay, so for the first part of the complaint of the impeachment article, I'd like to turn the mic to Attorney Manny Luna. Just a background, Attorney Manny Luna was one of those also who filed against Chairman Andy Bautista during that impeachment process along with Jing Paras and Attorney Topacio. Attorney Manny?
Just a little correction. I was the counsel of the two patriotic Filipinos, former Congressman Jing Paras and Attorney Ferdy Topacio in the successful impeachment of former Comelec Chairman Andres Bautista. Napa-impeach namin siya. That was very historic. Now, we proceed to the impeachment complaint. First and foremost, gusto natin sabihin na ang aming complaint is a people's complaint for impeachment against President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Ito po ay complaint ng Pilipino na naghihikahos, Pilipino na dinaya at pinagkait ng magandang kinabukasan, Pilipino na ninakawan ng pera. So the first ground namin is itong fiscal irresponsibility of the President. I would like to state the first ground. The respondent, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., culpably violated Article 7, Section 22 of the Constitution in recommending and program appropriations and not vetoing increase and program appropriations in the General Appropriations Act of 2023. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Alam nyo, yung unprogrammed appropriations cast a big shadow on the budget since 2023, kasama yung 2024 and 2025. Dahil ito ay walang clear financing sources, sa palagay namin, unconstitutional ito. In fact, there's a pending petition in the Supreme Court that calls for the declaration of unconstitutionality ng ang program appropriations. Ang problema dito, noong 2023, 588 billion pesos of taxpayers' money ang hindi binito ng ating Pangulong Marcos Jr. At ito ay isa sa mga pondo na naging source ng kickbacks in a recent exchanges sa Senate. Kinumpirma no less than Senator Sherwin Gatchalian through his interpellation of Senator Chis Escudero, former SP ng Senate, na mula 2023 hanggang 2024 up to 2025, yan ang pinakamalaking anomalya sa flood control na nangyari. Can you imagine 588 billion hindi man lang binito ng ating Pangulo? This is unconstitutional. Bakit? Ang program appropriations ay walang source of financing. Sa Constitution, required po under Article 7, Section 22 na identify yung sources of financing. Kaya itong program, mula sa simula, nagiging grab-prone ito, naabuso eh. In fact, PCIJ has termed it as a source of misuse of funds. Even Rappler and other media organizations and business experts. Kaya itong unang ground namin against the President, he culpably violated the Constitution, Article 7, Section 22, for failing to veto the unprogrammed appropriations and for recommending and program appropriations in the 2023 National Expenditure Program. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Attorney Manny. In addition to what Attorney Manny mentioned, dun sa program allocation, yung fiscal responsibility, nandito po yung mismong kopya ng mga salo na nire-release ng Presidente. Itong program allocation can only happen kung mayroong extra fund as explained by Attorney Manny Luna. Pero kung titingnan nyo, yung mga salo na nire-release ng ating Pangulo, February 27, 2024, 807 million. February 27, 2024, 394 million. February 27, 2024, 462 million. Pebrero pa lang. Wala pang ang revenues. Ito na po. Ang unprogrammed allocation, hindi na ho makakailan ng Presidente kasi siya mismo ang kasama para sabihin may extra revenue at i-release niya ang pondo para dito. Ito po ang kopya ng buong GAA na kung saan pinagbatayan ang release ng unprogrammed allocation. And again, as pointed by Attorney Manny Luna, lahat galing, lahat napunta o karamihan, majority, flood control. Ang aking pong topic, based on the impeachment complaint, is the health, yung Philippine health insurance, yung ating pong PhilHealth. Again, nirelease po to ng ating gobyerno, 89 billion, mabuti na lang, nahinto ng Korte Suprema at 60 billion lang ang napunta doon sa National Fund. Another fund is the PDIC. Yung PhilHealth to, kung titignan nyo ang history ng PhilHealth, nauna po yan nung ginawa ni GMA, nagkaroon with cooperation with LGU para sa mahihirap. Nung umupo si Pinoy, in-expand niya ang mga benefits ng mga mahirap. During the time of President Duterte, ginawa niyang universal healthcare. Kaya po, ang pondo ng national government every year, on average, 80 billion, nagbibigay tayo sa PhilHealth. Pero yan ay kontribusyon ng bawat isa dito. Yung kontribusyon ng national government para tulungan ang senior citizens at ang mga mahihirap. Kinuha ang pondong ito na 89 billion na nahinto nga po. At again, saan napunta yung pondo? Napunta sa mga priority, sa mga high kickback and program, high SOP, no, na mga proyekto, yung flood control program. Kasama ho ang PDIC. Ang PDIC ay dapat insurance ng bawat Pilipino sa bangko. Pag naglagay ka ng pera, nagsara ang bangko, alam mo, mayroong babalik na pera sa'yo. Kinuha din ang 107 billion at nilagay sa national government funds. Ito ay isang malaking paglabag. Hindi lamang sa saligang batas, hindi lamang sa batas ng PhilHealth, sa universal healthcare, kundi pagyurak sa karapatan ng bawat Pilipino. Di ba sabi ni Dr. Martin Liachon, imbis na expand mo ang PhilHealth program na sa ibang bansa, Tony Liachon, ang sinabi niya, imbis na expand din nyo ang PhilHealth na katulad na ginagawa ng Singapore, Japan, Korea, 10% lang ang kontribusyon ng kahit sino sa mamamayan nila. Kahit na maluba ang sakit. Eh dito sa atin, almost 40, 50, 60%. Pag nagkasakit ka, wala halos na kukuha ang benepisyo. Yan ang tingin namin pinaglabag at ginawang paglabag ng ating Pangulo. He was involved in the transfer of funds at paggamit ng funds na to para sa mga flood control at high kickback projects. So with that, we go to point number 3. Yes, yung rider na ginawa ng Kongreso. Yes.
Alam mo, ang unprogrammed funds kasi, hindi yan kasama sa budget. Because under the law, sa Constitution, yung National Expenditure Programs, present ng Pangulo yan sa House of Representatives. Ang definition yan, it is a program of expenditures and source of revenue. So, yun yung NEP at magiging GAA. Pero sinasaka nila ng unprogrammed fund. Ang unprogrammed fund, it does not belong to the definition of the budget. Kaya, it is at saka parang binigyan ng poder ang presidente na siya lang mamamahala sa pag-dispense or pag-disperse ng program grant. It is considered as undue delegation of legislative power. So, yun po is unconstitutional. So, yun po ang isa sa mga issue dyan.